we've kind of been talking about this authenticity and the right energy and the right attitude for the right situation. So we're going to dive deeper into that today and see where that conversation takes us.
Everything is contextual, but the principles remain the same. We're going to talk about that.
Nice. Next Level Nation, today for episode number 2231, a different part of you is required for everything you do. That rhyme? A different part of you is required for everything you do. Yeah, not bad. Not bad. A little rhyming on a Saturday. What's your take on that?
We talked about social development, personal development, and professional development.
Yes.
2 episodes ago.
Yes.
I have already reviewed said episode, Strong Work Production Team. And that was a good episode.
Nice.
I was concerned because I got very hardcore in that one. But my process is, I think it's going to go great. Then after I get off the mic, I think it was not as good as I'd hoped. And then I review it and I think, okay, it's actually better than I thought. It's my process. I think you're the opposite. Anyways, we talked on that episode about syntax and how you naturally were social first, social development first, then personal development, then professional development. And I joked and said I couldn't come. I could. I wouldn't want to be in a t-shirt and or a hoodie in a beanie on a podcast. I want to be a professional and I want to be perceived as a professional. I am professional development first, personal development second, social development third. Back to the last episode talking about friends, having a ton of friends, chosen family, all that stuff. I realized that when I lost myself, it was when I was overly focused on my social life at the expense of mastery and professional development and my career and personal development. And so I think that we need all three. I can be warm and loving. Absolutely. Let's rock and roll. Let's have some gigs. Giggles. It's the short form of giggles.
Okay. Didn't know that.
Some giggles.
Okay.
You and I have a blast on this podcast. Sometimes sure. It's concerning sometimes because we make light of really serious shit. But I also know that you can't only, it's like a song with only, you need to have the ups and the downs. And you got to get melancholy and you got to laugh. You got to get sad. You got to get vulnerable. You also got to get intense. I think that we kick our listeners out of flow if we're only hitting one note. But I want to be seen as a goddamn professional. I want to be seen as a professional first who can also have fun, not a fun clown first who can also be a professional. And I'm not saying that anything against you, but I do think that that's relevant to every listener. I think which part is the most authentic to you and which parts do you bring out in different rooms? Because everyone thinks they know you, and then when they see you on the internet, they go, wow, that's not the real you. No, it actually might be, but you are a certain version of yourself with each person.
Let me ask you a question. You open to that?
No. End of episode. Yeah, of course.
How many parts do you have if you had to break it into 4 parts, 5 parts, depending, like this is coaching, Alan. This is
hats.
How many hats do you wear on a day? Average day. But today, for example.
All right, this is something no one knows about me. I'd say at least 5. I do a mean Jim Carrey impression, but I only do it with Emilia.
What the fuck?
All the time. Dude, all the time.
What do you even mean? You can't tell me that and then I can't see it.
Yeah, I don't think you can. There's a certain psychological safety that needs to be there. And you are a very safe space for me. You always have been. There's just certain parts of me that I don't bring out for everybody, you know? And I know you know that. Of course. I traveled with you and Taryn. You got your own weird world going on. It's good.
Yeah, we're weird as shit.
Yeah, for sure. I think it's great. I think it's great. Yeah. When I traveled with you guys, I was like, yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, it makes sense.
You guys went from annoyed with each other to back in love very quickly. That was impressive.
We're not perfect for sure. We're very quick.
It was quick
to
though. It was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was no yelling, nothing.
I remember we were picking somebody up from the airport.
Yeah.
And not only am I speaking on the biggest stage I've ever spoken on, I also am KP limousine service, and I'm picking people up at the airport. And we almost rear-ended. We almost got into a car accident. I was freaking out. So the state,
all while you were with your future wife.
Yeah.
So you had to wear all the hats simultaneously.
And again, broke as shit.
Yeah.
You know, I don't even know how we paid for this. I was just living on credit cards at that point. Yeah,
it was tough. Speaking of which, one of our old events, someone just requested access to a G Drive file of our video, a speech from way back then, Top Notch Live back in 2020, 2019. Anyways, neither here nor there. How many hats do I wear on a given day? I would say 5.
What are they?
Coach.
What's
engineer? Okay. Warrior. Playful.
At night.
I pull the... Yeah. Right. Yeah, definitely. Emilia and I, she likes slow mornings. No, not a fan.
Yeah.
I get up and I go to war. I'm not about this. We've had to learn over time different parts of the day. I don't like to chill in the morning. I like to get up and change the world. Like that's my... And in the evening, I'm useless on purpose.
Yeah.
And that's my rhythm. So... we've had to integrate, but basically I think everybody should do this. So I'll do me, but I want you to think of you. Warrior in the gym, for sure. On coaching sessions with certain people, for sure. On this podcast, I bring it out every now and then. Warrior. Coach is someone who teaches how and why. And is really focused on making sure someone else is successful. I feel like that's overdone sometimes because sometimes I feel like I help other people with their life more than my own. You know, I coach myself. Engineer, that is all numbers. I could break down all of our numbers for all of you right now. We have 1.3 million listens across all our podcasts. Like, I can tell you how much money we made last month, last quarter, last year. I could tell you how much money we made every single year, year over year, from the start of this company to now, by exact rounding to the nearest 1,000. But I don't do that because no one cares.
No.
And that's the engineer is the most, the least liked. That one I probably don't bring out enough, most likely. BGU is a lot more of that. The warrior, the engineer, the coach, and then playful as hell. That's the Jim Carrey impressions. You've heard me do impressions before in the past, like different impressions.
Mostly Bane. I feel like I get kind of shafted because that's the one I've just heard that over and over.
Yeah. I'm not going to do it right now, but...
Ooh, I felt
it was close, right?
Yeah, I felt like if I just held space a little bit better, that might have been something.
It was going to be good.
Okay, it's okay.
And then, is there any others? Those are the main 4. If any other come up, what about you?
Well, for me, it's bodybuilder. In the gym, for me, it's...
Yeah.
What's the difference, do you think?
I don't know.
Is there a difference?
Bodybuilder is your warrior. What about the part of you that likes UFC? The fighter, the bodybuilder, everyone has by the way, everyone has physical, mental, emotional, spiritual. So this is your physical part. It's great.
I never warrior never really resonated with me. Fighter, probably.
Nice.
My fighter.
What about
the bodybuilder?
The movie The Warrior, different. That you resonate a ton with that?
I don't resonate because of the title.
Do you resonate with any of the fucking characters?
Well, yeah.
Which one?
Tommy.
Yeah, exactly. And he's a what?
He was in the Marines, wasn't he?
Yeah, he's a warrior.
Yeah, but that's it. I resonate with him because it's Tom fucking Hardy on the sauce, baby. That's why I read his trap muscles are massive in that. Yeah, I remember seeing that film. Saying,
"Good." That is one of the best movies. That is so good. Somewhat little known fact. You won't know this. Tom Hardy is a well-rounded jiu-jitsu competitor in real life. I did not know that.
Yeah. He would choke you unconscious for sure. Okay. And me. Probably at the same time. Probably at the same time.
Good to know.
So yeah, bodybuilder for me, I don't know. I'm in this phase where like I'm taking my shirt off and getting like flexing pictures again. I wear elbow sleeves. I wear knee sleeves. Everything I do is based on bodybuilding now, so that's interesting.
And
so
bodybuilder,
a podcaster or philosopher. I very much, and if you can hold your laugh, please do. If not, I understand. I very much, I very much think of myself when we're having these conversations. To me, it's philosophy.
Yeah, I would say my existentialist, my fifth. Yeah. You are an existentialist, someone who always questioned existence. Like,
I got laughed at. I got laughed at.
Yeah.
I remember
existentialists are not popular people.
I think
it's why we lock it up and we just you're a comedian for sure. You have a comedian.
Yeah, but I feel like that's always there. That never really goes
I
away.
think that a lot of comedians develop that part of themselves because it creates some levity, not brevity, levity to pain.
I would say that's fair. Yeah. And then at night, same thing. Like, I'm just a goofy, tease my wife. We laugh at each other, get belly laughs. I'm like super soft at night. The softest at night. But the problem is that's been harder because it's like my phone, I'm like cooking dinner until 7 o'clock and I'm on my phone checking messages and checking emails.
Yeah.
I'm trying to do that less because when I'm like, that's the other thing, sales. Like that, I have the sales hat of like, okay, I have a potential opportunity here that I need to quote unquote get across the finish line or whatever.
What was the original thesis of this episode? Because I do think we should talk about all the hats we all have to wear to be successful. I think that's really important.
I think that was kind of, this was based on when we were in group coaching, we were in the Next Level Podcast Accelerator, we were talking about how there is a hardcore side of us that most people never really see. I mean, it's behind the scenes. Like,
can people not deduce that? I've been wondering, we were on a Relationship Talks coaching session yesterday, and one of my clients, shout out to you if you're listening, they just got engaged, and the guy said, I saw your gym video. And I was like, what do you mean? And he was like, Emilia, holy shit. Yeah. And he basically said Emilia was, apparently he zoomed in and looked at how much weight she was lifting. She wasn't lifting much less than me. And he was playful about it, which I appreciate, but Emilia's really strong. Mm-hmm. And I remember thinking, and Emilia was, I said, first of all, thank you for that. That's awesome. I'm glad. And he was clearly inspired as hell and obviously saw us differently now. Mm. But I remember thinking to myself, like, did you not know she was strong? Like, she looks strong. Can you not deduce that?
No, I don't. Most people can't.
Yeah.
Most people can't.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I think that's one of the reasons I don't really, it's weird. I don't really talk about grinding as much on here, but I talk about it on my social media all the time. It's weird. I don't know.
And then this brings another conversation. We don't have to do this now, but in the future, we will probably have to. Branding in life, personal branding, reputation is built on what people can see. Yeah. But what people can see is what you show them. It's just,
and what they assume. I went to the dentist today, and it was a new dentist, and the Heather, sweetheart, what an awesome, like, I'm looking forward to going back to the dentist. Nice. This is how next level she was. She was
trying to start a podcast, or
she listens to a bunch. So okay. we might have a new listener.
Heather, what's up?
She said, "What do
I do about?" I'm joking.
she said, "What do you do? What do you do?" Because I'm filling out my paperwork. So I'm a podcaster. She said, "Well, what do you mean?" And I went through the whole thing.
You put podcaster down?
Of course.
Business owner, son.
Podcaster, baby.
Really?
I'm a fucking podcaster.
Business owner. I'm not putting podcaster. Business owner.
I bet you nobody cares when you say that.
Nope.
Yeah, a lot of
that's actually what I'm going for.
I know, but I'm going for conversation. But there's a moment at the end where I'm like, I wonder what she thinks, based on what she has deduced from talking to me for the last hour, us catching up. We got along really well. She either most likely thinks I'm way more successful than I am, or way less successful than I am. Because how would she know how successful I actually am?
Less now. Used to be more. I think it's probably less now.
Why? Oh, because I wasn't very successful?
Yeah.
But again, this is where things get wonky. It's like somebody sees you pull up in a certain car, and
true.
That they extrapolate from that. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't have an answer to that.
As an engineer, I always decode everything. I not everything, but I mean, genuinely, the show Friends, I've already dissected the entire thing upside down and sideways. I just don't know I get into it. I need to know how the computer works. The computer I just bought, I know all the parts. 32 gigs of RAM, baby. 32 gigs of RAM. Back in our day, when we were kids, you'd have to pay buka bucks for that.
I had a Gateway.
dude, nice.
I
Wasn't
had a
that
Gateway.
the one with like cow spots on it?
Cow spots.
Yeah,
Yep,
yeah,
100%.
cow spots. Yeah,
I'll never
there used
forget
to be
when
a
we had
company called Gateway.
Gateway. Dude, before that, I'm not bullshitting. We had an electric typewriter.
Yeah.
I'm not bull. And I haven't. Why the fuck did we have a typewriter? Nobody in my family is a literary genius or an author. What the fuck do you need a typewriter for? What are we doing?
Typing his raps in the back by himself.
No, I didn't even
to
know.
Sad music.
No, because if you messed up, that was it.
That was it. It's the end.
Yeah,
no
no, I
spell
wasn't.
check on that bad boy.
No spell check. And before that, we had web TV.
Yeah, I remember web TV. I thought I bought a house on accident. I was freaking out. My mom and papa, my grandparents. I was like, listen, I'm so sorry. I think I accidentally clicked. Yeah, no. It was me being dumb. Dude, I was like 7.
Real
Okay?
quick, and then we'll pass it to you, and then we'll get out of here. I was dating. Remember Jen, last name K, Jen K. Used to hang out with Julie and Rachel.
Yeah.
I was dating her at the time.
Oh, nice.
And again, this is fucking middle school, so this doesn't mean anything. But I would go home after school and I would write love notes on web TV, and my mom and Mima would help me with it. On
Web
fucking
TV was.
it was
hooked up to
literally
AIM or
no
email or something.
dude, honestly,
Love
I
notes
don't
to
know.
who?
To Jen. You could like make cards. It was a keyboard that attached to your TV. Exactly
Yeah,
what it
I
sounds.
remember. I
I have no idea how it accessed the interwebs, or
It was via the phone line. Remember you
I
dial it up.
suppose.
Yeah. Also,
But
real
you
quick,
can make
just,
cards
just for
and shit.
fun.
Yeah,
You remember regular Nintendo, Duck Hunt?
yeah, of course,
Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis.
of course,
Yeah, of course.
of course.
We brought Duck Hunt up into my treehouse with electricity, and we played. You remember Anthony D,
Of course.
large 6'7" or something?
Yeah, yep.
We all, the 3 of us, slept in our treehouse. Had a blast up there. Good time. He's too large for the
It
treehouse.
was a large human being.
Yeah, big guy. And I don't mean that in a negative way. He was 6'7". He's very,
very large human being. Yeah.
But dude, blast from the past. Can you imagine I was watching, I'll go very brief about this because this is useless to everybody. I have a client who's in his 20s and his brother plays Battlefield 6.
That's
Have
the
you
new
heard
one.
of said game?
Of course, I have.
Oh, of course you have. Okay. I haven't. I've heard of it, but I haven't played it because I had to quit video games because, goddamn,
It's a problem.
highest self versus child self. But he says this looks real as like it's unbelievable. And I just think back to Mario Kart and Super Nintendo and regular Nintendo. It is okay. I'm calling this. I'm just saying. I'm not the first one to say it, but I need to make this as clear as possible. We do not understand. We do not understand what has happened in the last 25 years.
No.
Dude, exponential growth of technology. It's called the law of accelerating returns. It is Ray Kurzweil, R&D at Google. This dude, Moore's law, all this stuff. You can look this up. It is crazy how much the world has changed in the last 25 years. I'm talking more like I know everyone in their time thinks that. This is nuts, dude.
Yeah.
This is nuts. StreamYard didn't exist 5 years ago. Just
But
5
even
years ago.
then-
Everyone write out a list of things that you use today that didn't exist 5 years ago.
Probably most of them.
Dude.
Well, not. Maybe the specifics of it.
Okay, now write a list of things that didn't exist 25 years ago. Dude, Google was founded 31 years ago.
That's
Google was founded when you were 5. And I'm talking founded meaning in a fucking garage. It's just, and to make this relevant, what hats you have to wear, we are not emotionally and psychologically developed enough to keep up with tech. That's why this podcast is so important. That's why what we do is so important. We understand and we're constantly trying to develop ourselves personally, professionally, and socially. You can't just coast. You can't. You ever meet someone and it's like, oh, you're in trouble. Yeah, and that sucks. You're in so much trouble. You're so far behind. It was really cute. Mimi was talking about her Alexa and all this stuff. And I just had this moment of, oh yeah. When you were younger, there was none of this. None of this was even remotely a thought.
No.
And I think that's nuts, and I think that's great. But I also want for our listeners, I was on with a teacher earlier. She said, what would you say to the kids? Because she was a principal, a teacher, then principal. And I said, I would say, you got to learn on steroids. You got to just do not fall behind. Keep up with what's going on. Learn about the world. Learn about yourself. Learn about others. Keep up with it. You got to. My car updated last night. My phone just updated. Both my computers just updated. You're going to fall behind if you don't update your mind. You have to. And that's why we do this episode every fucking day, so that you're always, if you don't use it, you lose it.
I not related at all, but you ever watch, and I don't understand how they fucking do this. This blows my mind. You ever watched a YouTube video where it talks about, like, as an example, this was video game console sales versus time.
Yes.
And it has a list of like 10 of them. And as one goes, the other one drops down below it, like because one's speeding up. It was so interesting to watch in the 70s and 80s and early 90s when it was like tick, 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 tick. Like they sold some. But when PlayStation came out,
yeah, PS1,
it was
an
exponential.
Xbox, and then PS2 was huge.
I think PS2
huge.
I think PS4
best-selling console in history to that point.
Yeah, yes, yeah, yep. By far. I think and PS4 is the best selling. I think.
Really?
I think so.
The market's crazy if you look at esports. If you look at number of devices, this is even more wild. You can ChatGPT this, Google this, look at the graph of devices per capita.
Yeah.
We have a smart home. I'm very grateful. We're watching Iron Man 3 right now as well. He has a smart home, obviously. I can change the thermostat talking to my Alexa.
Yeah. That's a weird time.
I now am
doing.
Yeah, we're good. But I look forward to all that. I think that's great. I'm not kidding. I got in my car today to go to the gym. I held down the start button and it brought me to the gym. I didn't have to touch the steering wheel once. You're supposed to supervise, so I had to, if you turn up the volume or turn down the volume, it reminds you that you're supervising. It's just keeping you. So I didn't want to lie. I had to touch the steering wheel a couple times to make sure it knows that I'm in the front seat.
It's but the point is that nobody's come up with this. Okay?
What'd you say?
So what you do. This is what you do. You get a couple pair of medical gloves. Okay. Put some warm water in those things and wrap them around the steering wheel. Problem solved. Done.
Exactly. Here's the thing.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to when you can just get in and talk to it.
I still want to drive.
I'm a drive if you'd like to. It is very safe. Dude, today it took us back behind and there was this person who was loading boxes into the Dunkin' Donuts. I've been watching it. I've been supervising it. It is unbelievable. And the update that it did last night, it gave us bullet points of everything. It's really quite remarkable and it's pros and cons. I get it, right? But we take for granted so many things that are just so nice. And get rid of Spotify, get rid of Alexa, get rid of Google Home, get rid of my laptops, get rid of StreamYard, get rid of the internet. The internet goes down and it's like, oh.
Yeah, so
you used to have to go to a library and get an encyclopedia to look something up to figure out what happened and then hope it was accurate. I mean, now you can just talk and have a conversation with ChatGPT and learn more in 1 hour than people learned. It's unbelievable. And I just hope everyone's using it. Genuinely. If nothing else comes from an LU, PGU, BGU, our mission, what we do, the company, I just hope everyone stays on the wheel of getting better every day. Even if you don't take every word we say, even if you don't like half the shit we say, at least you're getting better every day. At least you're on the
You're doing more than most. You're definitely doing more than most.
Agreed.
I don't know what the number is, but it is minuscule for how many people learn every day, for sure. For sure. Remember when you used to have to like download music to like Windows Media Player and listen to it on your phone, but you had it like, it might work, it might not.
MP3 players back in the day. I remember I was snowboarding. I smashed mine when I fell, but I used to have to download the music, put it on there. Yeah. It's a whole thing, man.
Yeah, it's weird. It's a weird time. If you're 24 years old, you don't know how weird it was.
Yep.
If you're 20 years old, you definitely know. But now I sound like an old man. All right, cool. Anything you want to add before we go?
What hats do you have to wear every day? And then what hats can you get rid of? What hats can you get rid of that were never really you? Maybe it was a mask. Maybe it was a facade. Maybe it was something you had before that you needed to be at work or whatever. What hats matter to you? What hats do you have to wear? And what ones can you get rid of so that you can be more of you?
If one of the hats you wear is an intellect or a bookworm or whatever it is, whatever you label it as, book club every single Saturday, 12:30 Eastern time. If one of them is a community builder and or participant, we have Next Level Nation, a private Facebook group, and we have a bunch of other stuff if you're trying to get to the next level. So we can have the link in the show notes for that and the website and all that happy jazz. Anything before we go?
The point of NLU is Next Level You. Not Next Level Kevin, not Next Level Alan, Next Level You. We are very blessed, very fortunate, very grateful to have people around us every single day that are focused on getting better. So we are motivated and inspired and educated every single goddamn day. And you can have that too if you join our community. Trust me, you get around some next level people, you're just going to be on fire. And yeah, sometimes it's going to be like, shit, I'm struggling and everyone else seems to be crushing it. It is what it is. We have a very supportive, respectful community. It's tremendous. It's awesome. And in 5 years, your future self is going to be pumped that you got around some people that are going somewhere.
All right, as always, we love you. We appreciate you. Grateful for each and every one of you. And if you are as committed as you say you are to getting to the next level, make sure you tune in tomorrow because we will be here every single day to help you get there.
Keep reaching for your full potential. Next Level Nation.